Hello artists, how are you today? Stephanie Aune coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here near Willow Creek, California. Oz and I welcome you to the studio, and we are very, very happy you are here with us today. So look at the pop-up I made. I mean, this thing is just super cool. It was inspired from a video off of YouTube, a channel video that I found on YouTube, but I did take the process and kind of went a little crazy with it. In fact, there's quite a few videos that show how to do a flower pop-up, and I started to do it that way, but I needed it to be bigger. I needed it to fill the pages, and so you'll see me figure out how to really make that process work. This is double-sided scrapbook paper. So we have patterns on both sides. This particular paper is the Tim Holtz Halloween. I think it's already a discontinued paper. It was gorgeous stuff. I've used it in quite a few projects lately. I will talk about the placement of the flowers. If you want something to come forward, you need to put your warmest colors in the center and your cooler colors to the edges. And it will even accentuate that pop-up even more. That's cool, huh? I dig it. Our complement to that over on Patreon is Serenity. So if you have any interest in seeing how this page was put together, please check out the links down in the comments. It will give you links to my Patreon channel. There's a bunch of different tiers, so be sure to read the descriptions under each to see what interests you. And if you're able to support the channel, I really do appreciate it. It does make a huge difference for me in the ability to bring you guys content. Anyways, also, if you could check out the Arteza links and the Amazon links, if you need to purchase any goodies, I would really appreciate that too. You know, YouTube doesn't pay us for being here, so I know I got to do the infomercial part. It's no fun, and nobody wants to hear it, but I got to talk about it. Anyways, I hope you definitely enjoy this process. I did take a big jump off in this video series for spring will last probably 3 or 4 videos. So, okay, my amazing people, thank you so much for being here. I love you bunches. I truly do. And a huge shout out to my patrons. Okay, we'll chat soon. Bye. Okay, artists, we are ready for the next page. Had a little come apart here with the Fabri-Tac on the gaffer's tape. I will be discontinuing using the gaffer's tape. This does have a layer of gesso on it. As you can tell here, you know, it came up. It's very frustrating to have your artwork come apart like that. So we're going to stop using the gaffer's tape. There were a couple good suggestions, and we will try doing that later. I'm going to glue that later on after I do this layout. I need to get this layout done for you. Okay. So we're just a couple away from the center of our book. Our center may have moved with the need for some of these larger, these guys have all taken up, you know, quite a few pages. So these still working. These are still working. That's good. Okay. Center. We're not at the center. Sorry. We're in the dead of winter. I found this book of the Messiah, which is Handel's Messiah, is a very important piece of music to me. My father and mother used to play this. Looks like somebody had signed it. This was our Christmas music. We didn't get Joy to the World or, you know, a Jingle Bell, you know, this is what we got for our Christmas music. So as I put this down, it is in remembrance of my father. Now you might think, oh my gosh, she's tearing up that book. Well, the truth of the matter is, guys, is that in the condition that it is, it has no resale value. It truly doesn't. You know, I don't know if that person's signature is famous. I would guess not, honestly. I'm just doing a little tear to get rid of some of the white edges here. You know how I feel about white edges. I do not like them. But I thought that this would make an interesting background. Now, is it going to get covered? Probably. I don't know. But I do like to sometimes just put down the same piece of paper. You know, I like to use papers from the same book. Of course, I'm tearing these up pretty small. But, so this secret garden, since we are in the dead of winter, you know, and so many people are so depressed right now up here. It's a lot of rain. It's a lot of overcast skies. It's cold out. Days are super short. Nobody's getting any sunshine. So we're going to kind of play off of the coming of spring and, you know, looking ahead to those good things. Actually, that one's upside down. Okay, so we got all of our pieces of paper down for our base coat with Mod Podge. So I'm just going to set that aside to dry. And we'll come back to that and paint these papers here in just a little bit. So we're going to set that aside, hopefully flat, so that we don't damage anything. All right, what are we doing? I don't know. I don't really truly know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out because, as you know me, I modify things, right? So I find a cool idea and then I try to pump it up a little bit. All right, these squares, you can do 9 centimeters or 4 inches. These are 4-inch squares, whatever works best for you. Now, I have chosen to use my Tim Holtz. This was the Halloween papers. Aren't they gorgeous? I mean, I love the colors on these. And then I've also taken some of the darker papers, and this is what we're going to make. Yay! Okay, so you take your 4-inch by 4-inch. I'm just going to use inches because, you know, that's the American way, right? 9 centimeters, or it's close to 10 centimeters. It doesn't have to be exact. Now, I found this off of the internet. The channel is called Aune World, O-W-N, Aune World. And the first thing that I did to modify the pattern was I decided to use double-sided scrapbook paper. They used regular paper, and then they painted it. We're not going to do that. We are going to use our double-sided scrapbook paper. All right, so you see how I folded that. Now, they were also very exact about how they cut out their petals. On that particular site, and I don't know if it's better or worse because I haven't tried to put these together yet, they would go to about there and there, right? So they'd kind of find this middle point, and they made sure that all of their points were the same. Grab my Tim Holtz Tonic Studios here, my sharp scissors, and so I, of course, don't do it like they do it, because that's me. Probably be easier if I did it the way they did it. Yeah, and then you can make also more rounded. I kind of wanted these little fiery type petals. See that? So let me show you that step one more time. Now, I've also carefully chosen colors that are going to, you know, these are kind of really mellow colors. And then these are going to be our centers. So I've changed the intensity of our color as we've gone on. And, you know, I'm just kind of playing with depth and color because that's what I always do. I just don't randomly choose a color. And like the website that I got this off of, or the YouTube channel, Aune World, O-W-N World, you know, there's a lot of different ways to do these. And they say you only need 7 of them. And I've done about 14 because I want to make it bigger and better, more interesting. So they're somewhat similar in size. Fix those up. We don't want to spend this much time on every single one though. That's crazy, right? Yes. How are we going to simplify this process? I like it. See how these have the white edges on them? I don't like that. So all right, we don't want to weaken the paper, but look at how gorgeous that is. It's going to take extra work. We want to keep the back ones this darker blue color. And then as we move forward, we'll bring in a more a lighter color. Let's see. I'm kind of making a wash out of this. Okay, artists, what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of putting on a layer of paint, and I've gone back through the ones that I've already made here, and I've put on some different colors of paint. Now the Lumiere is very transparent, as is the Arteza. And I think the Arteza I probably could have color matched a little bit better. But this was just sitting here out on my desk staring me in the face. And, you know, they're both transparent so that you'll see the paper underneath. Some more so than others because I haven't put, you know, full coverage on these. Trying to put the darker blues in the inside to give us a little bit more shadow in there. You know, why did I decide to do it? I don't know. I just think it was really pretty, and so I just continued on with that. That's generally why I test, and if I test what it looks like, then I do it. Yeah. You know, would it be better to have a little bit darker colors in the center? Maybe. Maybe it would. Or have a little bit more variety of color. Definitely possible. Is it easier to paint them when they're flat? Yes. Am I sad I'm losing all of those blues? Yeah. Again, the Arteza might, it gives us a little bit more, you know, you have 60 color choices with the Arteza paint set. So, or 30, 35, or 34, something like that with the metallics. Could you do this with non-metallic? Absolutely. I like what metallic does for us, though. I think that's really beautiful. Right? Try not to lose your folds. They are going to be very important for our next step. When our paint is wet, it does that. So once it dries, it does stiffen nicely, and it should actually give us a little bit thicker paint here in the long run. So some of them I'm painting pink, some of them I'm painting blue, some of them I'm painting the yellow color. And some of them I'm giving fuller coverage to, and you know, I'm just varying what I'm doing. I think variation's important. Okay. That one seems pretty dry. What we do, let's see which one we want to cut out. This one's really kind of brown. So we're going to cut from here to here. We're cutting out one leaf, one petal, right? We are taking our, I like using Fabri-Tac because I think it works really well on paper. And we're going to glue this guy underneath. You're just choosing whichever ones you want to. There's no right or wrong. And then they line up. And you have that type of shape. Now, this is going to be different than what the video showed us. So I'm hoping that this is going to work out okay. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. You know, they're folding well, and they're not going to perfectly line up with each other, but I'm okay with that. Remember, I've painted all the edges, so I'm fine with it not lining up perfectly. Let's see, which one do we want to take out? We'll take out this guy here to there. Again, does not matter which ones you remove. A little bit of glue. And then I do go back through and trim up these if they need to be trimmed. I will be playing with these ends also. So what you've done is you've taken an 8-petal shape and you've put it into 6, right? That one got dark right there. Let's take that guy out. Use cool paper with this. You know, use whatever thing floats your boat, really. No, you could use, I like the double-sided. You know, I personally think that that's pretty awesome, but you could use any cardstock you want to. Use what makes you happy. Use something that's appealing to you. You know, this is going to be your own individual choice here. And that one got a little too dark right there. As you can see, once you get them all cut out, it really goes pretty quickly. I might need to make more flowers for what I want to do. I might not use all of these flowers. I don't know how it's going to work out. I have no clue. I'm just redoing those folds just a little bit. And we are going to trim up that overlap. Of course, we need a little paint now to cover that up. Why? You don't need a little paint to cover that up. I do. Again, those are the little things that count as craftsmanship. Took me 1 extra second. And it's going to be a lot harder to see it once it's in the layout, right? And this is going to be one of our main flowers that we see. Now, I was also thinking about flames for this. and we'll see what happens with our next layout. Okay. Next stage. All right, so that's how we make our little flower shapes. And, you know, you need to kind of train those folds how you want them to go. That one obviously needs to go like that. Okay, we'll be back.